Good morning, everyone online. Today we have to read 1 Samuel chapter 5. We can divide it into 3 paragraphs, verse 1 to 5, and then verse 6 to 9, and verse 10 to 12. 3 paragraphs actually is happening in different places. For the ark at different places. For the ark at different places happened. What it happened? Maybe if Baraka share here, she will share that, oh, this chapter is awesome. Because chapter 4, the ark was captured to the Gentiles. But what happened for the ark if it's captured by the Gentiles? Before Eli was died already, and all the Israelites were so worried about it. Oh no, the ark being to the Gentiles. Is it anything's happened to the ark? Because you don't know what they did on the ark. Before you look into this chapter, when the ark went to the Gentiles, you see the ark do some miracle things for the human beings. Maybe you would think that the ark goes to the Gentiles. The ark may be not good to the ark, but actually, finally, for the ark went to the Gentiles. Actually, we can see the power of the God over those Gentiles. Then the Philistines took the ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer and Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it into the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. And when the people of Ashdod arose early in the morning, there was Dagon fallen on the face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and set it in his place again. And when they arose early the next morning, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. The head of Dagon and both the palms and his head were broken off on the threshold. Only Dagon's soul was left of it. Therefore, neither the priest of Dagon nor any who came into Dagon's house that on the thresholds of Dagon is also to this day. The Philistines took the ark of God and brought it to the Ashdod. This is a power. The name is meaning is a city of power, and it means that the power of Dagon. But the ark was just took there and put at the house of Dagon, and then think that the ark is just like one of the furniture, and put the house of the Dagon. And beside the Dagon, and they just want to say hooray because we won the battle. The Dagon was very tall. The ark actually is small and put beside it. Maybe the people, the Philistines, will think that, you see, what we worship is high, is a tall and big God. But how come your God so small? Actually, Dagon is God of sea. Because before they are sailing on the boat, and he is have a human body but have a fish tail, So Dagon is meaning a big fish. So this is a god of the sea. And they just put the ark at the house of Dagon. And I have searched on the internet and I want to know more about this. But after I searching for a long time, I discovered that actually the pictures on the internet actually is not really as same as how the Bible describe. This one, the big one is just like the Dagon, and the small one looks like the ark. So at the house of Dagon, the Satan was like that. But in the morning, and what happened? And then the Dagon is just face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. But do you think that it is very strange? Because actually they facing at the same to the same direction. But after one night, after they opened the house, the door house, but the Dagon face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. So actually it's really strange if it only fall down, actually it should be fall down at the same direction. But it says it fall down before the ark. So I think that everyone, they saw that, and then maybe everyone will say, oh, it's really strange. And then afterwards they say they just took the Dagon and set it in this place again. Verse 3, and when the people of Ashdod arose early in the morning, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. So they took Dagon and set it in its place again. And when they arose early the next morning, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the day after, it says the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hand were broken off on the threshold. And then it says the head of Dagon broken and both hands were broken and the head also facing to the ark. So actually it is really strange. The two hands broken. And then the head just facing the ark. Actually, it is not Dagon. This is our duck. So for the Philistines, they opened the door. They will think that it is really not usual, because even if fallen down, but the head facing to the ark again. So when I search on the internet the picture, actually most of the picture is there, the head is facing upwards. So I think it's not correct, because by the Bible said actually the face should be facing down. And then it says the Dagon's torso was left of it.
其實佢琴日如果唔扶起佢咧，可能都冇咁大件事。扶起佢之後，第二朝其實咧仲大件事唔單止撲低今次仲要撲斷埋條頸，撲斷埋兩隻手。
And that is really broken off the head and the hand and those hands. And because this is really not usual.
都唔知點樣形容，即係。係咯，撲低又要轉90度，第二次撲仲要轉
fallen down and then have to change 90 degrees.
嘅倒冧方法咧，係好唔自然嘅。咁呢個非自
So
然
actually
嘅
is
倒冧
not
方法
common as not usual, and make all the Philistines know that this is because of
呢個
God.
神像，我諗立咗喺嗰度已經好耐。
And I think that actually that dagon actually put there for a long time. Maybe even earth shakes only move a little bit, but it's fallen down and it's so strange because it's just before the ark. So this is a picture that the dragon was totally loose and it cannot attack. So they will be very shocked about it. First time maybe think that it's just suddenly happened, but the second time they will know that it is not it will not a coincidence, but is really the power of the God. So that's why they say neither the priest of Dagon nor any could come into Dagon's house tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashhold to this day. So you see, even the ark captured by Philistines, it seems that Israelites lose, but actually they also can experience that God is the real God, is the living God. Because when the ark came, the Dagon fallen down 2 times, but the ark is still there, and every time it's just fallen down before the ark. So if you were the Philistines, what you will think about it? So you will know that actually the God of the ark is bigger than what they worship. So what would the Philistines think about? So maybe they will think, oh no, actually my God is smaller than their God. Should I change to worship the God of Israelites? Because my God actually cannot help itself. And it is really mighty. And actually they also heard about that, they how to leave Egypt and cross the Red Sea, and how they experience those miracles. So actually this case actually have a big impaction of Philistines. Actually, Israelites usually think that God lead Israelites to help, because the name of God and the Israelites always tied together. They always think like this. So they think that Jerusalem cannot be destroyed because the God presence was there. So they would think that they will not lose Jerusalem. And the Israelites think that because they're really important, but actually God actually God don't need any help of the people. For the idols, they need the help of people, but for the real God, actually don't need any help from the people.
因為咁樣樣咧，無損神嗰個嘅榮耀同埋能力。
Even the
約
ark
櫃去到嗰度時候，神咧要顯出佢能力嘅時候咧，神自然有佢嘅辦法。呢個大近廟咧，就係
the house of the dragon,
所以咧
the power, the mighty of the God still there.
唔單止係呢一個嘅偶像三番四次撲到，我哋就睇第6節。
Verse 6. But the hand of the Lord was heavy on the people of Ashdod, and he revered them and struck them with tumors, both Ashdod and its territory.
前面咧就講到係非利士人，而家咧就突然間轉一轉，就係要話手重重加在咧亞述特人
The
身上。
first paragraph is Philistines, but for here the second paragraph is said that it's the hand of the Lord was heavy on the people of Ashdod, and he ravaged them and struck them with tumors.
神嘅手嘅重嘅攻擊敗壞佢哋，敗壞佢哋咧，英文咧嘅翻譯咧就係 destruct。
And here said, God just destruct them and led them with tumors.
原文嚟睇嘅話咧，就係大腸附近嘅一個嘅腫瘤中文就將佢翻到做痔瘡。總之咧，就全城嘅人咧都生呢一個嘅腫瘤，生呢一個嘅痔瘡。亞述特和亞述特的四境都是如此。並且咧，第6節話咧，亞述特同亞述特嘅四境咧都是如此。咁你諗下，如果你係亞述特人，你會睇到係咩事咧？首先，當
will you think when the ark goes to the house of Damon's 2 times, Dagon fallen down, and in a short time, in the city they have the same disease?
咁你將呢兩事拍埋一齊嚟睇嘅時候咧，呢個嘅非利士人好容易就可以得出一個結論，就係咧神嘅手咧，
they will have a conclusion is because the God of the ark disrupted not only the Ashdod but all the territory near Ashdod also have the same disease. And tumors actually make them feel hurt. And they cannot walk, cannot sit, cannot sleep, and make them maybe always scream and painful. So you can think about that. All the people at the city, they have the same disease, and they all together feel painful and cannot do the usual things. So they will know that actually this is not a coincidence, because suddenly all the people have get the same disease. Maybe even the doctors that time also got the same disease. 即係呢個大袞嘅祭司又好，總之住喺嗰個地方嘅人無一幸免嘅，全部都係咁樣嘅病嘅時候，咩事咧咁樣？所以咧第7節就話亞述人見這光景就説。 And when the men of Ashdod saw how it was, they say, the ark of the God of Israel must not remain with us, for his hand is harsh toward us and Dagon our God. They say that the ark of the God of Israel must not remain with us, because even our Dagon cannot fight with him. And they were so afraid. Dagon was their God. For them, they think Dagon is full of power, but finally it's totally broken and fallen down, and it's just like die before the ark. And then now they all have the same disease, same tumors. So they would think, oh no, is it, if it still remains here, is it maybe one day we'll have the same ending just like our God Dagon? Is it we will die also? And verse 8, therefore they sent and gathered to themselves all the lords of the Philistines and said, what shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel? Because the tragedy was really big, and then they don't know how to settle it. So they just gather the lords of the Philistines, or the leaders of the Philistines, and ask them, what should we do with the ark of the God? You see, now all the people in the city have tumors already, and we cannot stand, and we are afraid we will die. So what should we do? And they answered, let the ark of the God of Israel he carried away to Gath. So they carried the ark of the God of Israel away. So it was. So they just carried it to the Gath. Gath meanings a wine press. But what is the special thing of Gath? Is because this is a giant's man village, and everyone was a giant, and they was very tall, 3 meters tall. And they are very strong. And Philistines thinks, oh, maybe we just carry it to Gath, because at Gath all of them are giants, and they have a mighty power, and they are not fear of it. And they will think that just carry away to Gath will be no problem. So they just carry the ark of the God of Israel away to Gath. When the ark of the God of Israel went to the Gath, and here said, so it was after they had carried it away that the hand of the Lord was against the city, was a very great destruction, and he struck the men of the city, both small and great, and tumors broke out on them. So even the giant, they were so scared. Because everyone also have the tumors, even they are giant. So they got the same disease, they have the tumors. So even the giants, they cannot receive, like they still struck by the God. So even the giant. And verse 10, therefore they sent the ark of God to Ekron. So it was, as the ark of God came to Ekron, that the Ekronites cried out, saying, they have brought the ark of God of Israel to us to kill us and our people. At the Gath, when the ark came to the Gath, actually all the people, including the Trojan, also got the same
即係話咧，
disease.
可能係神嗰個嘅手攻擊佢哋嘅力度咧更加嘅強猛，
So
所以咧
God
就算係呢
struck
啲巨人
them with
咧
a
都大大驚慌，
bigger
全城嘅人都亂作一團，全城嘅人咧
and
都
let
會喺恐懼
them,
裏
all
邊
of them
恐懼
just
大家都好驚
scary
人
and
都少係
fearful.
驚，再加埋呢個嘅瘡，兩樣嘢嚟到去夾擊所以咧令到
And because
他人咧都
God
頂唔
just
順啦，所以咧佢哋就將呢個
against the
神嘅
city
約櫃
with a
咧
very
再運到
great
去以革倫
destruction.
神呢約櫃到了以革倫。
And then verse 10 said that the ark of God to Ekron, and all of them just saying, they have brought the ark of the God of Israel to us to kill us and our people. So they sent and gathered together all the lords of the Philistines and said, send away the ark of the God of Israel and let it go back to its own place so that it does not kill us and our people. And everyone at Ekron just not let the ark remain at their place. Actually, the name of Ekron is meaning immigration. Maybe they and it also means that the roots are taken off. Maybe they want to brought the ark there because the power of the ark can just like the root and then take away. And then every one of the Ekronites just cried out.
後邊有個解釋嘅，佢話原來神的手重重攻擊那城，城中的人有因驚慌而死的，未曾死的人都失了痔瘡，合城呼號，聲音上達於天。原因係咩咧？佢哋就喺度嗌啦。
Why they so fearful? Because
係要害我哋，同我哋嘅眾民，並且佢哋就去要求嗰啲嘅非利士嘅首領就話：不如將約櫃咧送翻去原處啦，免得我哋同我哋嘅眾民咧都受害不如送翻去啦。非利士地冇地方可以容納呢個約櫃，約櫃咧冇辦法可以擠喺我哋嘅地方。如果再咁落去嘅話咧，會開到我哋嘅眾民。
Send away the ark of the God of Israel and let it go back to its own place, so that it does not kill us and our people. For there was a deadly destruction throughout all the city. The hand of God was very heavy there, and the men who did not die were stricken with the tumors, and the cedars of the city went up to heavens. So you can see the power of the God's destruction of God is even bigger and bigger. For the first place at Ashur only have some tumors, but when the ark carried to the gap and both small and great, also the tumors broken out. But afterwards it says the man could they will die with the tumors. 加勒已經慘啦，去到呢個嘅以革倫嘅時候咧，甚至人咧會因驚慌而死，死唔去嘅都生瘡。喺咁嘅情況之下，聖經話咧，佢話And the hand of God was very heavy there. And it says the cry of the city went up to heaven because they was really panicked. And because of the tumors, they were so painful, and they cried out. And even if someone was died because of too panic. 整個嘅城嘅人咧，都係喺度咁樣苦苦嘅哀叫如果你喺呢個時候入城嘅話，你都唔知發生咩事，全城。If you go to the city at that time, you will think that what's happened? All of them crying. So the Philistines don't know how to do, and they say that send away the ark of the God of Israel and let it go back to its own place. Actually, the own place is Israel. They just think that, or maybe you just send it back to Israel
冇辦法可以容納到呢一個
because
嘅呢一
no
個嘅約
place
法。
can
其實係咩意思呢？
remain the ark of God.
其實係
So what is
神
the
嘅榮耀
meaning?、
神嘅能力。
Actually, is the power and the glory of the ark.
其實神只係
Philistines
即係
cannot
相對於即係出埃及嘅時候咧，神所行嘅只係少少嘅一件事。
resist
神
it.
都未曾出重手，其實咧非利士人咧已經搞唔掂啦。非利士嘅天地
Actually,
咧都
God
已經
or
頂唔住。
not
啊
really show
呢個
His power, but Philistines is really cannot resist it already.
係真係咧，唔係呢個地咧可以能夠裝載承受嘅。
So
非利士人咧受唔住，非利士人咧就諗咧就係要將
Philistines know that
咧送回原處。但係又
they
奇怪
cannot
喎，
keep
以
the
色列
ark
係一個咧更即係
and
一個小小嘅
have
地
to
方。
send it back to
但係
Israel.
以色列嘅即係神嘅約
But maybe we will think that
神嘅約
Israel
係以色
actually
列
is only
手
a
中咧帶嚟嘅咧係祝
small
福
city.
係興旺。
But
神嘅
when
約
the
係
ark
非
was
利
at
士人手中
Israel,
非利士人因為
Israelites
唔認識
just
耶和華
get the
唔係佢嘅
blessings.
選民，唔識得咧
But
嚟到去
because
對抗約櫃
Philistines was not the chosen one of God, so they will get the curse, but not blessing.
所以咧，非利士人就起咗呢一個嘅心啦。
So
咁我哋聽日咧
Philistines-
就可以睇到咧，究竟佢哋點樣咧將呢一個嘅約
So
櫃咧
tomorrow
送
we
返去以色
will
列
know how
但係
they
呢張咧
send
讓
the
我哋睇見
ark
咧
back to
神
Israel.
唔係我哋想象中嘅神，神唔係
So
偶像，
God is
神
not
唔係
an
咧可以
idol.
任人擺佈嗰個嘅神。
He is
神
not
唔
the
同大衛
one
大衛咧，你將佢
that we
你
can
將
put
佢擺呢度就
anywhere
擺呢度
or what
但
we
約櫃
want to
並唔
do.
係咁樣
The ark is
約櫃
different.
並唔係咁樣。神咧係
The ark is different from the dragon because he is the living God and is totally different to the
我諗
idols.
非利士人咧真係上咗寶貴嘅一課。
I
非利
think
士人咧就
Philistines they just have
以色列嘅神咧
a great
係好似偶
lesson.
像咁嘅 handle 嘅。其實佢哋咧本來咧
And it is
想
not
handle約櫃
different
咧
from
就
the
好似佢哋
idols.
handle 呢啲嘅
They
偶像
cannot
一樣
handle the
但係
ark
誰知
just
咧
like
呢位又真
their
又活
God.
嘅神咧，大大超出佢哋嘅想像，超出
And this is
佢哋嘅
over
知識嘅
their
領域
imagination and or their knowledge about it.
甚至我哋相信咧
And they have
非利士
to
人
know
堅持佢哋
again
咧佢哋對神嗰
about
個嘅敬畏，對神
they
嗰
should
個嘅
fear God
認識咧大
and
大嘅
they
上
know
嘅一課
more
咁當然啦
about the
我
God
自己都會
of
諗即係如果我係非利士人
Israel.
如果咁嘅情況之下，我仲
If
敢唔
I
敢
were
輕舉妄動
Philistines,
其實你真係要諗
am
過先
I
哇
willing
神
to
原來
attack
咁
them
犀利即係
again?
佢可以咁樣
Because
一下子就
they know that actually the God of
咁啊跟住咧就
Israel is really
如果神真係用
great.
呢一招喺戰場上面，嗰啲士兵點打仗？
So if we attack Israel, actually their God will fight for them. So the God of Israel is really their protection. And even at the war, the God of the Israelite Israel will let them know that the God is really powerful. Philistines just learn a precious lessons in this chapter. And do we really also the same know about our God? Or we see our God so little? Do we really believe that our God is full of power, greater than the idols? We should really know our God. He is the mighty one. He is the glorious one. He is the only real God, and we should follow Him.
因為我哋呢一位嘅神值得我哋敬拜，佢係咧真係至高無上、創天造地嘅神，係咪？